Hello and welcome to today's bonus episode of Dream Business, Dream Life. When I launched this podcast, I decided that if something cropped up I felt the need to talk about right there and then, I'd pop in a little bonus episode. And I'm excited that today is the first one. I'm also a little nervous because we're only 2 weeks into this podcast and I'm already coming in with a bonus episode. So I'm wondering how frequent this is going to be. Anyway, I really felt the need to record this one as I've been saddened, I think is the right word to use, by so many conversations and so many posts that I've seen online over the last week or so. And I want to warn you, Emma may go a little bit ranty pants on you here. Now, first, let me tell you about one specific conversation. And this was the conversation that kind of got me started with this, bout of sadness. Now, I'm paraphrasing this conversation, but this is the general flow. Emma, I love you. But do you not think that by telling everyone you think they can have it all, as in dream business, dream life, you're making people feel inferior when they don't have it all? I take a really deep breath and simply reply with, no. Why would you think that? Now, at this point in my head, I'm trying really hard not to go straight into defensive mode, not to go straight into trying to protect me and my messaging, because it's important that I understand why this person is thinking that, because they may not be the only person thinking that, and I want to get my messaging right. The last thing I ever want to do is make anyone feel inferior, and that was their word. In fact, my mission is totally the opposite. I want to make people happy. So the conversation continues, and they go on to tell me that they're not living their dream, and it makes them envious to see other people living theirs. They also say that it frustrates them when people say anyone can do it because they've been trying for years and they still haven't got there. Now, I totally get it. That was exactly me a few years ago. Now, of course, they didn't just spurt that out. I had to work pretty hard to get to the real reason, to get them to say what it was that was actually making them feel that way. But we got there. And once we had, I could go on and explain why I say it and why I strongly believe it too. And I'm going to share that with you in a minute. But first, I just want to tell you about some of the other things I've seen and heard this week that's triggered this episode. I've seen people sharing their wins and being told that they should not brag about making so much money when others are struggling. I've seen the opposite of that. I've seen people sharing their wins and people as good as saying, that's not a win. I've seen people mocking others for going on holiday, for not drinking alcohol, for being comfortable with the weight, and for not taking their own children to school. If you're not earning at least 10 grand a month, you're not running a real business. I've even heard someone say that not much of what you read online is true, so don't believe anything that you read. Now, I want to be clear here. Growing a business is hard, like really hard. But anyone can grow their dream business. Anyone can live their dream life. But do you know what stops a lot of people from even trying? Comments like those I've just shared with you. You read something and it puts a little bit of doubt in your mind. You struggle to get to where you want to get to quickly. It puts a little bit more doubt in your mind. You read something else, the doubt gets bigger. You see others seemingly doing a much better job than you, and the doubt gets even bigger. And as soon as you doubt it, you're on that path of not trying. You're on that path of giving up, of assuming that you can't do it. And certainly the person I had that conversation with was feeling that exact way. They had decided that they were stuck in this same routine of exchanging time for money, of constantly hustling for the next sale and for putting work first, and that was making them feel guilty. So instead of trying to change what they had, they just kept doing it. And you know what happens when you keep doing the same thing? You get the same results. But what this was doing, it was making them get more and more fed up as the weeks and months went by. They begrudged their business more and more, and they started to get more and more annoyed at other people who were seemingly better at it than they are. First lesson, others are not better at it. They are simply focusing on the thing that really matters to them, and that is their dream. They're not allowing others to stop them doing the things that they need to do. They're not letting others shape their dream, and they're not letting others tell them what they should be doing. They're not seeing other people's success, other people's wins as bragging. They're seeing them as inspiration, things that they can work towards. And most importantly, they are not stopping themselves from believing in their dream. Now, let me go back to why I strongly believe every single one of us can live our dream, and why I'm never going to stop shouting about that, regardless of how much noise this online space throws at me. Just a few years ago, I wanted to end my life. I was earning lots of money. I was running a seemingly successful business, but I was unhappy. I was living the life of the person I thought I needed to be in order to be successful. Today, my life could not be different. I allowed myself to really get to know what my dream is, and I built a life and a business around that. Am I there yet? No. There's still plenty of work for me to do, but I am on the right path. And most importantly, the path that I'm on is one that I'm enjoying. So, yes, I may not be living the big dream, but I'm certainly living a smaller version of that dream. And you know what? If this was it for the rest of my days, I would be okay with that. I'm nobody special. I'm just Emma from Leek, an ordinary person just like you. And if I can do it, then I absolutely believe you can too. But, always a but you have to believe in it yourself. And you have to be totally honest about what that dream is. You can and you will have your dream business and your dream life, but only you can make it happen. So, lesson 2 is very clear. What others are doing and saying is of absolutely no interest to you. All you need to focus on is your dream, your business, and your life. And if you're not living your dream right now, what action can you take to move you one step closer? No excuses, no what ifs, no maybes. Just what can you do to take step 1? And finally, lesson 3, please be kind. Stop trying to bring people down. Okay, rant over. Thank you for listening. See you next time.